So did you expect a game like this in any capacity?
You never do. If you do, you're not very smart. So we expected a tough game. It's a good team, physical team. It's a team that works really hard. That's well coached, and we expected a tight game, and that's how we want to expect games. Everything's about expectations, and it makes you ready. It keeps you humble, and we were ready for this game.
Is there something to be said though for taking advantage of the power plays that you were granted in that first period?
Yeah, our power play's been doing very good, and the players are comfortable on it, and they're confident. And this is going to keep on helping their confidence for sure.
You said that you really didn't make many changes in the power play from last season. That it kind of started to build. Is it just a matter of confidence then? When these guys feel that things are working.
The last 2 months, that's what they look like. So they're just continuing what they were doing the last 2 months last year when we figured out who clicked with who. And you got to watch out and thinking that it's just the same Louis and Stanford power play. you got Vinny's power play scored again, and that's the difference. It's because we don't have just one power play now. We got 2 power plays that are just as good one than the other, and they're different too. They got different looks. We've built a different look for the other power play. There isn't the number 1 and the number 2, and Vinny ends up playing with the other guys too, and so we kind of switch it up, and that's what makes the difference. But the last 2 months of the year last year, we were great on it, so we're just the same plays. The guys are used to each other. They came in without having to rethink everything and build it up from scratch, so they had a head start for that power play. But the other one is really impressing me because we start from scratch with that one. We build it up, and they're scoring just as much as the other one. So that's what makes a difference.
After lopsided losses, you want to get back on the ice as quick as possible. Is it the same reverse?
Yeah, you know what? I'll be honest, this is a weird game to coach. You're up 6-0 early. If we didn't have a game tomorrow, we would have played differently. I would have coached differently. I would have continued pushing the pace. I would have played our guys more. Stamkos, St. Louis. You look at the minutes, they're pretty close to 20, but really, I played them 4 minutes in the second and barely 6 in the third, and they went on like 20 seconds. I took them out, so I was kind of we were just trying to get through that period without injuries and just finishing the game with the least problems happening.
Do you think that was a natural letdown then for them to come back with those 3 goals?
Well, they got 2 power play goals, so I mean, 5-on-5, they got that 1 goal. So it's them pushing because obviously you got pride, and it's us just trying to let's get by this and keep our energy for tomorrow. That's the reality. So it's a tough one. If it was a closer game, it would have been easier to manage, but we would have left more energy on the table. So that was my juggling act. It's probably it's as weird as it sounds. It's not a good situation to be in. It is to win, but at the same time to manage, it's tough. I've lived that before, and you're just looking at the clock. You just want it to go down.
You last season, two 5-on-3 goals the whole season. You already had 3 this season. What does that mean for you to have that kind of in your pocket?
Well, last year we were doing the same play as we were the previous year. We were first in the league, and what was mind-boggling last year when we were looking at the clips, we were just dominant on it, but we just shooting 2 feet above that. We're trying to pick corners, whereas now the guys shoot on net, and that's the result. That's the only difference. So the result sometimes is can be a lie. The stats can lie, and you got to watch out instead of reinventing everything. Sometimes you just stick to it, and you just make sure that the details are taken care of, and that's what's happening right now.
Just say to you, went through 7 games, you had 14 different goal scorers.
Well, it goes back to what I said at the beginning of the year. The goal of the organization, since we've been here in place, was to have depth, create depth. And it's supposed to take a lot of years to create that, and it took us 2 years. And the depth in the East Coast is there. We won last year. The depth in the American is there. And I said at the beginning of the year, this year, we can see the depth now starting to emerge in the NHL. And that's what it is. That's all it is. It's good quality players that have either been groomed by us in the American League or through trades that Steve made or acquisitions during the summer, added on to the progression of some of our players who are already here in the last last year, and a guy like Hedman who's contributing, you know, a guy like Payet, and those. So we're seeing the effects of good organizations that start to have depth. That's what it is.
Did you have any problem with the hit on Sammy?
To be honest with you, I didn't see it. So I'll look at it. 5-minute power play. There's no problem for me there. He came back to play. If he didn't come back to play, I would have had a problem without seeing it. How's that? So,
Yeah, just cut on the lip.
yeah, he's fine.
Are you getting more from Salo than maybe you bargained for when you brought him in?
You know what? It should be no, the answer. It's great to see. It's refreshing, it's encouraging, it's impressive. But we shouldn't be surprised. That's how he was, you know. No wonder, you know, Vancouver every year, they got, you know, those guys down there who created, you know, that great defensive play, that poise offensively, defensively, and, you know, that leadership. And right now it's our turn to get it, so pretty happy about it. But you shouldn't be surprised. This guy's been a good player for many years. He's been a poised player, a smart player. So that's what we were buying. So we're getting what we're buying, what we thought we were buying. But I think it's very fun to see for everybody.
Has Corey surprised you at all?
Sorry?
Has Corey surprised you at all, Corey Covington?
No. Plain and simple. No. I mean, you don't know how many points he's going to get, but his play, no. That's what I thought we would get. It's just great to see that he's being consistent at it. That maybe the consistency probably is the thing that might be a surprise, but I'm not that surprised, to be honest with you. He got to be very consistent after Christmas last year in the American League, and I saw him in the playoffs play very high caliber hockey. And usually when you look at guys in the American League, if you want to evaluate them and see how close they are to the NHL, you watch the playoffs. And he was great in the playoffs, so we pretty much had a good feeling that he could do this year.